Hey nerds, Alex here from Nerds Being Geeks, and today I wanted to talk about Forest of Vitality. Will this be banned in the Gym Leader Challenge format? Let's get into it. So why the discussion of this card being banned? Well, it's very similar to Forest of Giant Plants. Forest of Giant Plants was originally in the Gym Leader Challenge format when it first was formed. However, it cheats evolution Pokemon into play. Basically what it's saying is on your very first turn of the game, you can get right to your stage 2 if you wanted and attack before your opponent can even do anything. So Forest of Vitality is very similar, but with one tweak. Outside of your first turn of the game, this is basically Forest of Giant Plants. If you have your basic, your stage 1, and your stage 2 in hand, you can literally put them down basically all at once. No rare candy. If you have them, you lay it down. So I want to do I would say kind of a deep dive into grass Pokemon. I want to talk about the support Pokemon and how this card affects them. I want to talk about the attacking Pokemon and then the trainers. This video is basically going to be a love letter to grass. Grass is the first deck I built in GLC over 3 years ago, and I'm super excited to see this type get this kind of card. So let's start off with the most popular support grass Pokemon, I would say, is this Grottle with the Sun Drenched Shell ability. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a grass Pokemon, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Fantastic support Pokemon that helps you tutor out those grass Pokemon from your deck. But Grovyle has the same ability, except it's called Sunshine Grace. Just like Grottle, search your deck for any grass Pokemon, put it into your hand. The Grottle family is in basically every grass GLC deck. Between Grottle and Torterra, those two cards are just way too powerful not to play. So you're going to see a lot of stage 1s in this video. A lot of people talk about getting Torterra out as fast as you can, but if you also play a bunch of stage 1s, and most of grass are stage 1s, a lot of the support is stage 1s, having that Forest of Vitality, even if you miss the turn of getting that basic down on turn 1, if you're able to get that basic and the evolution down, you can play it at the same time. So you don't feel as behind, or you don't feel like you have to wait till your next turn where your low HP basic could be sniped by Raging Bolt, for example. You're basically able to bypass your low HP basic from getting taken out and getting your stage 1 support Pokemon going. So let's talk about Eldegoss with Cotton Lift. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Then we have Cherrim with Spring Bloom. As often as you like, during your turn, you may attach a grass energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box. Cherrim is basically Rain Dance for grass. We have Levani with Blanket Weaver ability. Your grass Pokemon take 40 less damage from your opponent's attacks. And then Kricketune with Swelling Tune. Your grass Pokemon in play, except for any Kricketune, gets 40 more HP. These are great buffs for grass. For all you control players, we have Vileplume with Irritating Pollen. Each player can't play any item cards from his or her hand. Man, imagine seeing this across the table, turn 2, when they just put down an Oddish. Just think there was not an Oddish there the previous turn. The next turn, they have Oddish into Gloom, into Vileplume, you had no idea that was coming. That is the great thing, not just about stage 2s, but also stage 1s. These can come out of nowhere. You do not have to wait that extra turn for your basic to come back around so you can evolve it. There's also Lurantis with Sunny Day. The attacks of your grass Pokemon and fire Pokemon do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. We got a couple of Sawsbucks. Changing Seasons. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a stadium card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Yeah, that is a great way to get not just any stadium out of the deck, but Forest of Vitality, or Vitality Forest. I keep mixing that up. But it's a good way to get Vitality Forest out of your deck and get that ball rolling on evolving. Another Sawsbuck with Seasonal Blessings. Once during your turn, you may draw a card. Just a great draw support once per turn. Not bad. Rillaboom with the Voltage Beat. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 grass energy cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. I have this in support, but I'm telling you what, there is more than once I've had to attach 2 Rillaboom to do Hammer In for 140. Did it feel great? Not always, but he can attack too. Then Roserade with the Low Parfum ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may search your deck for any card, put it in your hand, and then shuffle your deck afterwards. This is basically a staple in all grass decks, just like the Torterra family. And we're going to see a little bit later, just like Grottle, some other ways we can utilize this card with the Vitality Forest. Alright, so we have Venusaur with the Jungle Totem ability. Each basic grass energy card attached to your Pokemon provides 2 grass energy. You can't apply more than 1 Jungle Totem ability at a time. And the card that is basically replacing it, because it is better in almost every way, the Meganium from Mega Evolution with Wild Growth. It has the exact same ability. It doubles all of your grass basic energy. However, it has a much better attack that does 50 more damage for the same amount of energy. And if Wild Grove isn't shut off by Weezing or Wobbuffet or Hex, you can do Solar Beam 140 for 2 energy. Venusaur and Meganium have the same HP at 160. Meganium does 50 more damage, and the retreat cost for Meganium is 2 compared to Venusaur's 4. So we are most likely going to see Venusaur start coming out of those grass decks and being replaced by Meganium. Alright, so let's go on to attackers. So we have Executor with the Blockade attack. This is going to be for all those control players out there. So Blockade only does 10 damage. Your opponent can't play any supporter cards from his or her hand during his or her next turn. So imagine having that Execute come out of nowhere right into Executor. Boom, you shut your opponent's supporters off. They're done. They can't play them. And I think that's where this stadium is really going to shine. Is just like these stage 1s that just come out of nowhere. It's it's going to be a lot easier to set up a stage 1 than it is going to be a stage 2 like Torterra. But having these guys, these control guys, or your stage 1 attackers just come out of nowhere. Your basic and then your stage 1, same turn, you can attack. Your opponent wasn't expecting it. Another Executor that with the Wood Stomp attack, this does 30 damage for each grass energy attached to this Pokemon. With a base of 60, it's 3 colorless energy, but you're using things like Meganium, and you can accelerate energy with like Cherim or even Rillaboom. Next up, we have the Rapid Strike, Skiploom, and Jump Pluff. With the Solar Evolution ability, when you attach an energy from your hand to this Pokemon during your turn, you may search your deck for a card that evolves from this Pokemon and put it onto this Pokemon to evolve, then shuffle your deck. Jumpluff has the Fluffy Barrage. This Pokemon may attach twice each turn. If the first attack knocks out your opponent's active Pokemon, you may attack again after your opponent chooses a new active. So 1 energy for 60 isn't great, but at certain times you can get those special knockouts, and it almost has like a built-in Vitality Forest with it being able to search out and evolve itself. We have a Decidueye, 140 HP, Splitting Arrow, 90 damage. This attack does 20 damage to 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So for those spread grass decks, Decidueye's in there. And I have this Butterfree that I actually play in my coin flip grass deck, the Scale Hurricane. Flip 4 coins, this attack does 60 damage for each heads. If at least 2 of them are heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. And the big boy on the block, Torterra, 190 HP, Evo Press. This attack does 50 damage for each of your evolution Pokemon in play. So with all of your Pokemon evolved, you're doing 300 damage. This is a staple in every grass deck. It is just too powerful not to play. Power this up with Vitality Forest, and if you have Meganium in play, you really only need 1 energy attachment to get this guy going. Alright, so I want to move on to trainers. Ones that find the stadium, ones that will find you the evolution and how to recover those Pokemon and trainer cards. So we have Stadium Nav. Flip 2 coins for each heads, search your deck for a stadium card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your deck. Yeah, it's a coin flip, but it is an item card that could help search out Vitality Forest. We have Redeemable Ticket. Count your prize cards, shuffle them, put them on the bottom of your deck, then take that many cards from the top of your deck and put them face down as your prize cards. This is mostly for when you know that Vitality Forest is prized. So this is just one way to get it out of the prizes. And we have these 2 cards that are basically exactly the same. Team Rocket's Petrel and Skyla. Search your deck for a trainer card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. It's a great way to search out that Vitality Forest. Chloris's Tenacity. Search your deck for a stadium card and an energy card, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Pretty self-explanatory. Then we have Guzma Hala. Search your deck for a stadium card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. That's just the first part. We all know what the second part does. Do you need to do it? I'm just saying, if you just need to get that stadium out, and you don't want to discard cards from your hand, just use the first part. But the second part states, when you play this card, you may discard 2 other cards from your hand. If you do, you may also search for a tool card and a special energy card in this way. Alright, so let's check out how you can find some of those evolutions. So you got the stadium, you just need to get the evolutions. You can use Evolutionary Incense, search your deck for an evolution Pokemon, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your deck. Or Evo Soda, search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon. This counts as evolving that Pokemon. Shuffle your deck. Afterward, you can't use this card during your first turn on a Pokemon that was put into play. I believe that Stadium overrides Evo Soda. And these are just ways to, hey, I just put my basic down. Guess what? I don't have to wait for my next turn. I can evolve. I can find that Grottle. I can find that Roserade. The whole point is you don't have to wait for your next turn. Basic, evolve, same turn. We can also use cards like Ball Guy. Ball Guy just allows you to search your deck for 3 cards with ball in their name. We're talking Ultra Ball, we're talking Quick Ball, we're talking Nest Ball, Hisuian Heavy Ball. And then we have a Reizu that allows you to search your deck for 3 evolution Pokemon that don't have a rule box, reel them and put them in your hand, then shuffle your deck. With a Reizu, you could have Turtwig down, search for your Grotle, and search for your Torterra in between using Grotle's Sun-Drenched ability to find another Pokemon as well. We have cards like Brock's Scouting. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon or 1 evolution Pokemon. Reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Another new card, Hilda. Search your deck for an evolution Pokemon and an energy card. Reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Both great ways to get those Pokemon out of your deck. We also have Dawn that comes out in a set later this year in 2025. I believe it is called Phantoral Flames. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon, a stage 1 evolution, and a stage 2 evolution. Reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. This card is going to pair so well with Forest of Vitality and GLC in general. I'm just thinking of pulling the whole Torterra family out or the whole Meganium family out. You have Forest of Vitality in play, and you can just instantly evolve up that whole family. Or you can do Turtwig, Grotle, Sun-Drenched Shell, search for something else, and then also have Torterra to play down. So we also have this cool combo with Scoop Up Net. Just remember, Force of Vitality is in play. The whole point of this video is cards that will interact with Forest of Vitality. So you get Grotle, Sun-Drenched Shell, search for a grass Pokemon, put it in your hand. Scoop Up Net to lay Turtwig down, to then evolve Grotle again, to use Sun-Drenched Shell again, because you just reset it, and then Torterra. You can also use the Scoop Up Net combo with Roserade. Exact situation. Force Vitality is in play. You've just used Le Parfum, Scoop Up Net. Roselia down, Roserade, Le Parfum. A really interesting combo that I feel like we'll probably see a little bit more in the future. I already play Scoop Up Net in my grass deck just to reset the Le Parfum. So we have some more recovery for the stadium for Pokemon. And a big one is Lusamine. Put 2 in any combination of supporter and stadium cards from your discard pile into your hand. I mean, you could even do the Force of Vitality and Dawn and completely have a massive comeback. There's also Roseanne's Backup. It lets you search for a lot of things. One we're really looking at is the Stadium card. You can do all of these, a Pokemon, a tool, a Stadium, an energy. Go into your deck instead of your hand, so just remember that. Xylene. Flip 2 coins, put a number of cards up to the number of heads from your discard pile on top of your deck in any order. So it is a coin flip, and it doesn't go to your hand, but it goes to the top of the deck. So hopefully you can get at least 1 heads and put the forest back on top. Well, Lana's Aid, that can really help in recovering those Pokemon if you have the forest in play. 3 in any combination of Pokemon that don't have a rule box and basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. So you can pull the whole Torterra, the whole Meganium family, or some of the stage 1s in an energy. Good thing is it goes to your hand and not your deck. Good way to recover a whole family of Pokemon and be able to re-evolve them instantly if you have the forest in play. So have Versus Seeker to help get some of these supporters back from the discard pile into your hand that can hopefully recover Pokemon and the stadium. And then there's also Pal Pad. Shuffle up to 2 supporters from your discard pile into your deck. Once again, it goes into the deck and not your hand, so that could hinder a few things, but it's still recovery card that does see some play. In conclusion, I don't think this card will be banned. We recently just saw a 3K event at Full Grip Games where out of over 90 competitors, only I believe 7 of them were playing grass. One of them made the top 8, but it was with the grass mill deck. And I'm not even sure if they played Forest of Vitality. Basically had no effect on that massive tournament. The whole show was all about Solrock and Lunatone. Force of Vitality is a great card for grass, but after seeing that tournament, I do not know if it has gotten to that next level that I want it to be at. And I just want to say thanks for watching. I appreciate it. This was a long video. We also hit our goal of 500 subs by the end of the year, so I appreciate the support on that as well. Let me know your thoughts on Forest of Vitality. I plan to include it in my grass deck, but it might still need more help. What other cards did I miss in this video that I didn't include that could really help push Forest of Vitality? Once again, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one.